Oh no. Dang. I'm sorry, guys. Dang. Hello, beautiful people. It's Darnell, and I'm here with somewhat of a follow-up video from my last one. So, in this video, I am trying to map out and prepare myself to trim/cut my locks. Now, as you guys can see, my locks are past the waist of my sweatpants. They are very long, they are very heavy, and they have been causing me a lot of neck pain. At sometimes, the pain has been severe. So at this point, I have to do something about it, and I'm taking matters into my own hands. And as you all know, I love to do DIY projects. It doesn't matter if it's hair or something for the house. It's just in me to want to do it myself. So here, I'm just showing you the current length of my locks before I make any changes. And by the look on my face, maybe you can tell, I'm not sure, but I am pretty nervous. And I'm doubting myself, and I'm looking at my ends, and I just feel like sad because I like my ends. So just yesterday, I actually tested one out, and I cut off the bubbled, really thick part of the end of one of my locks. And I'm just trying to find it here so I can show you what it looks like up close. And I was sure to cut it slanted so that I didn't have a blunt end. And so far, so good. It actually doesn't look bad. And I was happy to see that I don't have any lock buildup inside of my locks. So let's get started. Okay, so rule number 1, use shears. You don't want to use regular scissors for this. Unless you want your ends to fray, you'll want to use sharp shears. Those are scissors that are made specifically for cutting hair. Mine came in a kit with clippers that I use for Asher's hair, so that's that. So here I'm just measuring what my longest lock measures, and as of right now, it is at 25 inches, which is pretty long. And no wonder why my neck hurts. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure of how I should do this, and if I'm going to do it right, and if I'm going to like it. And if I mess up, I don't have a backup plan. And those are some of the reasons why I'm so nervous. Plus, I really liked my ends. But yeah, I have to do something. So here, I'm just trying to get an idea as to about how long I want my locks to be. So I'm eyeballing it, of course. And I'm just taking a little thin scrunchie just to keep all of the locks together in one place. I'm not going to just snip them across, so don't worry. I'm not going to do that. But I am banding them together just to kind of keep like all of the locks on my left side together and then all of the locks on my right side together. And I will be attempting to trim them down or cut them one at a time. So I'm not sure if I should call it a trim or a cut, because some of them are much longer than where that band stops. And as you can see, my anxiety is building and I'm scared. Okay, I'm legit scared. So here I'm struggling to get the other half of my locks into the thin scrunchie. And I'm also trying to get an even placement compared to the other side, and I'm having a little bit of a hard time. The right side is like so thick, like the locks there are so thick. But here I'm just trying to get a better idea before I actually cut. Like if I would be happy at that length, I don't know. And of course I will never know until I actually do it. So just to make myself feel better, I guess, I decided to measure about how long the ends would be that I would be cutting off. And I think it's between 8 and 9 inches. And before I say goodbye to these babies, let me just show you guys what they look like up close one last time. So they are very thick, bubbled, and yet they still have a loose curled end. And at this point, I realized there was no more procrastinating to be done. I had to make a move, and this was very, very hard for me. But I had to remember my why, my reason for this. It's not for any vanity reasons or aesthetics. It's literally for my health, and I could not go on another day with the neck pain. So here I just snipped one, and that was hard for me. As you guys see, I'm almost like close to tears, but I held it together. No tears dropped during this time. But I realized, okay, that's not too bad. So let's continue and do the rest. So here I am just taking the next lock, measuring it up to the first lock to get an idea of where to snip it. And I just continue to do this until I'm done with all of the locks on that side. And just so you know, here once again is a lock that I snipped, and this is what the inside of my locks looked like. Nice and clean. Or just in case you are wondering, like, how did you manage to do that? Well, I don't really use product, especially nothing like sticky or heavy in my locks when I retwist or when I style them. If I do use anything, usually it's like a gel and it's on my baby hairs in the front, and that's it. Or mousse on my hair. So here's one half, and I'm absolutely shocked at how light it felt. It felt amazing to me. I like it. And I'm happy. Alright, so now it's time to do the other side. And I'm just trying to measure the right side to the left side. And that's when I realized, I made a mistake. As you can see, I mismeasured, and I'm actually cutting the second side a bit shorter than the first side, which was a complete mistake on my part. And this is why this is a good example as to why it's a good idea to go to a professional or to have someone help you. In my case, I did not have someone that could help me with this. I felt pretty confident in getting this done, and I don't have a loctician. I've never been to a loctician. I'm actually a little afraid to go because I know how sensitive my scalp is, and I know what works best for me, and I know usually what I do most locticians would not agree with for whatever reason, but I know what works for me. So here I finally did it. All of them are snipped. They are a little uneven. One side is a little longer than the other, but it's not a big deal because I can easily fix it by just trimming down the other side to match the right side. So overall, I am liking it. It just feels so light. It's like instantly I felt relief. So here I'm just trying to figure out the best way to fix my issue. And here are the results. I am very pleased. I am. I like it. It feels good. I feel like it looks good. It's so light and airy feeling. It just feels amazing. It feels much more manageable. So now, looking at how long it is when I move my hair to the back, I realize that it's actually still long. And I'm like, how did this happen? Because that's not what I was really going for. I was going for it to be, like noticeably trimmed. But to me, in this case, it doesn't even really look that much different than what it was. Yet it does feel a lot lighter. So that's the main thing for me for now. Like, I'm happy with the length because I do like my locks to be long. I'm so used to them being that way. But here are my ends. I'm just placing them in a Ziploc bag until I decide what to do with them. But I have an idea. Let's see how much they weigh. So I took out my food scale and I weighed them using the ounce measurement. And it's 2.5 ounces. And that's kind of crazy because I don't know what number I was expecting to see there, but just the idea that 2.5 ounces being removed from my head, it just really made such a difference in the feeling. So now I can move my neck around, I can still style my hair, and it still looked good. And that's it. I hope that this video has helped you guys. I hope that I've answered some questions for you. So now it's time to style them because I have to actually go outside. And I'm just going to put them in a bun. And as you can see, the scrunchie that I'm using is taming that bun down, honey. And you can find it at itsdarnell.com. I have plenty of styles left, so you can go and check them out. This is a large scrunchie, and it was able to still fit my pretty thick and relatively long locks. And now it's time to just darken up those baby hairs by using my gel that I love to use. It's the Got To Be Ultra Glued line. And yeah, that is it, you all. I'm so glad that I did this because I feel so much better. If you're going through any neck pain or headaches because you have really long hair, consider making a change for your health. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.